You can take a guy like Canelo. This guy can do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
Floyd Mayweather has once again shaken up the boxing scene, calling out Terence Crawford right after Canelo Alvarez's most recent fight. Famous for his supreme confidence and perfect record, Mayweather didn't hesitate to hint that he's prepared to make a comeback for another blockbuster clash. The thought of Mayweather taking on Crawford, seen by many as one of boxing's best pound-for-pound fighters, has fans and analysts buzzing, fueling fresh excitement and speculation across the sport's ever-changing landscape.
Let me ask you though, Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you, and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. You only have to win 7, 10-9 rounds clear, and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and purposes, never got put down, and he was the best, one of the best to ever do it. It's very hard to go a whole career undefeated.
Terence "Bud" Crawford maintained his unbeaten run by defeating Canelo Alvarez through a unanimous decision, claiming the undisputed super middleweight crown. The fight was held at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on September 13, 2025, and stood out as one of the year's most anticipated events. Crawford jumped up 2 weight divisions to take on Canelo and entered with unshakable confidence. Even though Alvarez had natural size and power advantages, Crawford dictated the pace with sharp boxing, slick footwork, and crisp combinations, effectively nullifying those strengths.
What did you think? What did you think of the fight?
Man, I loved it, man. I love the fight, man. I love the fight. I did not know how it was going to go. I didn't think the weight was going to be a problem for Terence Crawford. I'm on record saying I didn't think it was going to be a problem, but it stood to be seen. It needed to be seen, and I knew we would have known after the first, second, or third round. You feel what I'm saying? And when I seen how Canelo was respecting his jab and how Canelo was respecting his power from the very beginning, I knew how it was going to go. And I knew that Bud was only going to get stronger and get bolder and, start to wear him down, because Canelo is known to start to wear a little bit in the later round.
Everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo up close.
Man, Bud is the best, man. Bud is the best. I've been on wax and saying that, Bud. I've been on wax and saying that for a couple of years now. I bet against Bud on Spence. I bet against Bud on Porter. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud the best, but he's hands down. He's the best. He's the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him his respect no matter what. You got to give him his respect. He just went up 2 weight classes, what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease.
Right.
You got to respect that.
Break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way he won it tonight?
He won the fight by gaining Canelo's respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was smaller and everything else, these fighters are still humans, and they hear what the people are saying. Canelo was, Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did to Spence. I mean, look at what he's doing to some of these people. So no matter what, I mean, you have to take that into consideration.
For this clash, Mayweather Jr. backed Terence Crawford, trusting his skills enough to place a major bet on him to beat Canelo Alvarez. Despite Crawford being labeled the underdog, Mayweather wagered $50,000 on a moneyline at plus 148 odds. When Crawford came away with a unanimous decision win, the bet returned him $124,000. That gamble not only showed Mayweather's belief in Crawford's talent, but also displayed his sharp insight into the sport's dynamics and outcomes.
Check this out, guys. Floyd Mayweather just shared on social media that he bet $50,000 on Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford made Mayweather $74,000. Most people that I talked to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. But most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we'll hear from Canelo. We're gonna hear from Crawford, and I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Money Mayweather, bet on Crawford and make some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio, because I know the broadcasters were all against Canelo. They were all against him all week from the rivals. So I don't expect anything different.
Mayweather has been clear about his stance in the pound-for-pound debate, naming Terence Crawford as today's #1 fighter. After Crawford's brilliant showing against Canelo Alvarez, Mayweather applauded his skill set, discipline, and dominance across different weight classes. For Mayweather, pound-for-pound greatness isn't just about collecting titles, but about consistently proving superiority over the best opposition. And in his view, Crawford has done exactly that. By beating elite champions and staying undefeated, Crawford has solidified himself as the top man in modern boxing.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as #1.
Crawford, in turn, has long admired Mayweather's philosophy toward boxing, not only his ring IQ but also the way he built his career and preserved his legacy. That respect gradually evolved into a real relationship between the two. Mayweather has often given Crawford small but valuable pieces of advice, which Crawford listens to and puts into practice. Their bond goes beyond mentorship, rooted in ambition, legacy, and a mutual grasp of what it truly takes to achieve greatness in the sport.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever... Keep it real, boss. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight.
Yeah.
I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
Well, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this, that. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
During a press conference, Canelo Alvarez made a bold admission, stating, "I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather." The remark was especially notable since Alvarez's first professional loss came at the hands of Mayweather in 2013, when he was just 23 years old and undefeated. Crawford's showing against Canelo was a masterclass, highlighted by faster hands, slicker footwork, and precise tactics that allowed him to control all 12 rounds. Even while moving up 2 divisions, Crawford neutralized Canelo's power with sharp defense and well-timed counters.
Some Fight Hub TV right here in the middle.
Yeah.
Champ, first off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
it's my
2,
pleasure.
Champ, I wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine. So I cannot think in that way, but I try my best tonight.
And lastly for me, Champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
After Alvarez's claim that Crawford surpasses Mayweather, Floyd's uncle Jeff Mayweather fired back with criticism. He argued that Canelo's statement was more about protecting his own image, suggesting it raised Crawford standing to make Canelo's loss appear less damaging. Jeff reminded fans that Canelo was at his peak when Mayweather beat him, rejecting the idea that Floyd was past his prime at the time. He also defended Floyd's defensive mastery, insisting that although Crawford is exceptional, nobody matches Mayweather's defensive genius.
Well, also if we remember, Canelo at that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw, and then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
yeah, what was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Yeah, very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
a man that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people,
How you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose?
20s.
I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
But
want to make himself look like he did something great.
Trainer Greg Hackett has also joined the discussion surrounding Mayweather versus Crawford, siding with Floyd as the superior fighter. While acknowledging Crawford's remarkable win over Canelo Alvarez, Hackett stressed that Mayweather's defense and unmatched ring IQ keep him on a different level. He noted that Crawford's skills are undeniable, but Floyd's spotless record and dominance through multiple divisions give him the edge in all-time status. Hackett's take reflects the larger debate within boxing circles about who truly reigns as the best of this generation.
The Floyd Mayweather that Canelo Alvarez fought.
Yeah.
In the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring.
Yeah.
Who's the better fighter, Jay?
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time, Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you're in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look so great, to me.
Promoter Eddie Hearn also dismissed Canelo's claim that Terence Crawford ranks above Floyd Mayweather Jr. He argued that Crawford's overall resume doesn't compare to Floyd's, pointing out that many of Crawford's biggest victories came against opponents who were past their peak. Hearn stressed that while Crawford's victory over Canelo was huge, he still lacks the deep list of elite wins across weight classes that Mayweather collected during his career. For Hearn, Floyd's body of work keeps him firmly ahead in the all-time conversation.
Canelo saying that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. But I think Crawford's a phenomenal fighter. The thing is with Crawford, and I was kind of goading him on this, and it's not his fault. His resume's not that impressive. Like I said to him, tell me your best win ever. This is what I said to him. And you know what he said? Ricky Burns. Right? Now, Ricky Burns is a great fighter. It's my guy. He's a 3-division world champion. But you can't say that he is, like one of the greats. He's one of the greats of Scottish boxing. But if you're talking about one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, it's not Terence's fault that he hasn't been able to get those fights. But a lot of the guys that he's fought have been done. Even arguably Ricky Burns at the time. I know he went on to win other world championships, but he was kind of on the slide at that time. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, Gamboa. All of these guys. Who else did he beat? Ndongo. Like Errol Spence, another example. Terence is brilliant, but he's never actually really had many notable victories. This would be it. I mean, this would be an incredible achievement. But I just feel like at the age that they're at, like, what is going to happen in this fight? And I just see I don't think Terence, because he shouldn't, is going to take that many chances in the fight. He needs to use his movement, use his footwork, which Canelo doesn't like, and win rounds. And Canelo doesn't really like to force a fight. When did you last see Canelo really trying to get a finish?
So, the question remains, with Mayweather calling out Terence Crawford, are we looking at the potential for one of the biggest fights ever? Or should Money stay retired and let Crawford take the spotlight? Share your take in the comments below.